Good morning and welcome to Dorset Council's Licensing Subcommittee. Can I have an election of chairman for this hearing this morning, please?
I would propose Councillor Emma Parker as chair.
And I'm happy to second.
Thank you, councillors. What I'll do, I will now go around the room for introductions. So can I please start with my fellow councillors? My name is Councillor Emma Parker.
Councillor Sarah Williams-Bridport.
Councillor Susan Cockin, Portland Ward.
Democratic Services Officers.
John Miles, Democratic Services. I'll be taking the minutes for this meeting. Thank you.
And I'm George Dare from Democratic Services.
Licensing Officers.
Hi, Catherine Miller, Senior Licensing Officer and author of the report.
My name's Aileen Powell and I'm the licensing team leader.
And our legal representative.
I'm Lara Autry from Legal Services.
Thank you. I would now ask if the applicant would introduce themselves, but we don't have the applicant with us this morning, and I believe that we don't have the parish council that we're going to make representation. Sorry, I forgot you.
Yes, so correct. The applicant is unable to attend due to leave, and the parish council aren't coming either.
But we do have the ward councillor who has made a representation. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Councillor Cherry Brooks. I'm the ward member for South East Purbeck.
Thank you. Do we have any apologies?
Apologies for absence received from Councillor Paul Howison, substituted by Councillor Susan Cocking.
Thank you. Do we have any declarations of interest, councillors? Okay, thank you. Do we have any urgent items?
There are no urgent items. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, I'll now move on, and we are here for the decision for a new premises licence application for Sandy Salt Pig, Middle Beach Car Park, Beach Road, Studland. I will now go over to Catherine, who is going to outline the report.
Thank you, Chairman. Yes, as you said, this application is for a new premises licence for the Sandy Salt Pig at Studland. The application is for supply of alcohol on and off the premises, and it's for Monday to Sunday from 0800 to 2200 hours. The application and the plans can be found at Appendix 1. There were no representations received from any of the responsible authorities. There was one relevant representation received from Studland Parish Council, which can be found at Appendix 2, and there was one representation received in support of the application from the local ward member, and this can be found at Appendix 3 on page 49. Following the representation received from the Studland Parish Council, the applicant wrote to the parish clerk to explain how they operate the business, and the applicant's response can be found at Appendix 5. The parish council responded to this and wished to continue with their representation. This was submitted as item 5 supplemental information. The applicant, as we've just said, is unable to attend today. However, he has submitted a letter which he would like to for me to read out when the time has come. And also he submitted some extra paperwork which I can hand out to you as well with some extra bits and pieces. Okay. So I'd just like to remind the members today the options available to them are to grant the licence subject to such conditions as the authority considers appropriate for the promotion of the licence objectives and the mandatory conditions, to exclude from the scope of the licence any of the licensable activities to which the application relates, refuse to specify a person on the licence as a designated premises supervisor, or reject the application. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I just have confirmation that the parish council have been sent the additional information?
Yes, it was sent, and it's also on the agenda on the website.
Thank you. Councillors, do you have any questions for Catherine with regards to the report?
Not at the moment, Chair.
No.
Councillor Brooks, do you have any questions for Catherine and it's with regards to the report? Okay, Catherine, I'm happy for you to hand out the additional information that we have. I think we'll take 5 minutes just so we can have a read of it. Can I have a proposer and a seconder that we adjourn for 5 minutes just so we can read the papers?
Happy to propose.
Thank you.
I'm happy to second.
Thank you. I will now go to Catherine, who is going to read out some further information, which is from the applicant.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. The applicant's asked me to read this out in his absence as he's on holiday. Good morning. Firstly, apologies for not being present in person. We had a family holiday booked until later this week, and unfortunately we couldn't move the hearing. I'll keep this brief as I believe Catherine has already adequately answered all of the Parish Council's concerns. I also sent a letter I'm sure you've all seen to Tim Warren for him to circulate in the hopes of reassuring everyone. I also offered to meet or chat with anyone with ongoing concerns, but no one has approached us so far. The main concern seems to be noise. There is a considerable distance as well as other buildings between our site and residents, as with the previous cafe site. Also in the days currently, when we are busy, I don't believe there is any noise to be heard from us even in front of the NT workshop. The hours we have applied for are actually shorter than the previous licensed Middlebeat Cafe. We only have outside seating and we would like to be able to offer early evening food with a local beer or glass of wine. There is unlikely to be much demand once the temperature drops, so I doubt we will often serve past 9 p.m. However, the applied for times usually gives us the ability and flexibility that the previous tenant of Middle Beach had. The season is short and we will need to respond positively to demand while it is there, while offering the best service possible to the locals of Purbeck who use the area once the tourists have left. As previously stated, we are a local family-run business started to supply local farm and fisherman produce to local people. This is at the forefront of everything we do. We also now employ over 50 local people to help deliver excellent customer service. I hope everyone can see our principled, ethos-driven business is a benefit to the area and the people who live and visit here. I believe the time frame we've applied for to serve alcohol is fair while also being less than previous Middle Beach Cafe. Many thanks, James Warren, the Sandy Salt Pig. Thank you.
Thank you. Obviously, as we don't have the applicant here, we are unable to question. So obviously, Catherine is unable to answer any questions on their behalf. So we are just going to have to take on board with what we've got in the report and the additional information that we have and what Catherine has just added on behalf of the applicant. Okay. Okay. Thank you. I will now move on to those that have made representations. Generally, I would have started with the Parish Council, but again, we have no representation from the Parish Council, so all we can do is take on board what is written in the report and the concerns that they have. I will now move on to the Ward Councillor, which is Councillor Brooks. Councillor Brooks has made a representation in support of the application. Councillor Brooks, have you got anything that you would like to add to your support?
I think just to say that I think that the Sandy Salt Pig and obviously the Salt Pig group of pubs and hotels are responsible and ethical, and I understand the concerns by residents, but I think that there is also, I don't think that's enough to not grant a licence, because I think the customers nowadays expect to have a drink with their meal. I believe that if we grant a licence, it can always be monitored, and if there is a problem, then it can be looked at again. But I really don't think that in my heart that there will be a problem. I think this is a responsible business. It's a model of eating out that people are starting to enjoy more and more in this country. And I think it's change and it's movement forward, but I think it's worth granting a licence on. So I would support the application. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Brooks. Councillors, do you have any questions for Councillor Brooks? No. Councillor Brooks, did anybody come to you with concerns with regards to the application directly?
No. I attended parish council meetings, but nobody's come to me directly.
And just to touch on a point that you made there, because not everybody is aware, when a licence is granted, if there is concern with how the licence is being run or the premises, then obviously there's a objection that you can put through to environmental protection. It can go to licensing, and if there does seem to be a constant nuisance, then obviously the licence can be called in for a review, and anybody can call a licence in for a review, and that's when it will get reviewed. And obviously you could look at putting more conditions on, or you could revoke the licence completely. So just that option is there for any licence that's current or you know, but if this was minded to be granted, then a review could go forward if there is any concerns. Thank you. Officers, do you have any questions for Councillor Brooks?
No, thank you, Chairman, no.
Okay, thank you. I've now come to the part of the meeting where I am going to ask everybody if they've got anything to add to summing up. And I'm going to start backwards, so I will start with you, Councillor Brooks. Is there anything that you'd like to add to summing up?
No, thank you.
Thank you for attending. Catherine?
No, thank you, Chairman, nothing to say.
I will now go to our legal advisor, Lara, just to clarify that all legal matters have been covered.
Yes, Chair, everything's been covered.
Thank you. I will take a vote shortly for us to go into exempt business. When we go into exempt business, that's for us to make our decision. In that exempt business, we do have our Democratic Service Officer with us, and we do have our legal representative to cover any legal aspects that we may have. We aim to have the notice out. Anybody that's made representation will get a copy of our decision, and when that decision notice, that will be out within 5 working days. There is a right to appeal, and your right to appeal will be within 21 days of receiving the written decision notice, and that's to Poole Magistrates Court. Happy with that? Okay. Can I have a vote that we go into exempt business to make our decision, please?
Happy to propose.
I'm happy to second.
I declare this meeting closed, and I thank everybody for their attendance.